Hey, what's up, y'all? It's me, Nate Almighty, and I'm back with another Raising Kanan Season 4 Theory and Prediction video. Right now, I'm letting y'all know this is my 11th video that I'm giving y'all this week in regards to Raising Kanan as we get closer to the season finale, man. I'm going to fly off the hip. I'm giving y'all everything that I could possibly think. Whether it's going to be wrong, whether you think it's wild, I'm intentionally giving y'all wild theories. Today, this theory is, here's why both Kanan and Ronnie are the reason why Famous is dead, okay? Now, if you're familiar with my channel, yesterday, I dropped the video and I said, here's why Kanan is responsible for D-Wiz, Famous, and Crystal being dead and how it's all Kanan's fault. Now, I was paying attention to a couple things that people said in the comment section, and I want to explain further in detail in regards to Famous and why Kanan and Ronnie are the reason why Famous is dead, and why Snaps and Pop even decided to do anything to Famous in the first place, because these things are connected. This video is, of course, going to be another banger. I don't care if I'm right or wrong. I only care if you guys are entertained, man. So, like, share, comment, subscribe if you're new here. Without further ado, let's get to it. All right, now, y'all, let's break it down like this. Now, I'm going to briefly remind y'all of the reasons why I said Kanan is responsible for Famous' death. I told y'all that Kanan ignored the type of person that Famous really was. Famous was never built for the streets. He got many warnings by Rock that he wasn't built for the streets, okay? When Rock offered to help Famous pay his rent, Kanan was like, nah, we're not gonna do that. He even threatened to beat Famous up if Famous got further involved with Rock, right? He allowed his own personal bitch-ass feelings, even though a lot of those feelings were justified. But he allowed his personal bitch-ass feelings to get in the way of his friendship, and it effed up Famous's future, right? Because Famous had the talent to, if he would have just let Famous do what he do, maybe even chose to be Famous's manager or something, or help support his music career, Famous would have blew up. Famous would have caught a hit eventually, and that would have changed the trajectory of Lou, Famous, and Kanan's future, right? But of course, Kanan was worried about him. So then when Famous was worried about paying his rent, he ultimately got the same gun, right? He got the same gun from the same people. And if it wasn't the same gun, he still went and got a gun from the same people who Kanan originally got the gun from, right? And he ends up killing Freddie. And that's what led to ultimately him getting arrested and being offered the opportunity to snitch on cops. And it seems like he was gonna go that way, right? Now, this is what I want to add on to this as we get into the Ronnie aspect of the situation, right? Kanan was letting Famous get too close to Howard. Howard got Famous out of jail like twice. Twice where he was supposed to be in there, right? Right? And he also did not explain to Howard the situation. I mean, he did not explain to Famous the situation with Howard, or at least give a good finesse story about Howard's connection to Famous, because we know that when the cops say that Famous was going to give information about a cop, that was going to be Howard, because he did not know about anyone else, right? Kanan allowed Famous and Howard to have too much contact, okay? He didn't listen to Howard when Howard told him, yo, man, Famous is a clown in regards to the streets. Like, he don't know what he's doing. He did not pay enough attention to Famous, right? And here's the thing too, right? Kanan didn't believe me. I'm gonna get to Ronnie, right? Because Ronnie was really like the nail in the coffin, literally, right? But Kanan also, when he was dealing with the older woman and the sister, after she gave him the gun, he didn't think to tell them, yo, listen, don't let Famous have no gun, right? And if that's a situation that we can all overlook, right? Once Famous told Kanan about the body, Kanan still being green, even though he's somebody who caught a body and was told to do what he was supposed to do after him and D-Wiz did what they done. The nigga didn't think to tell Famous, yo, get rid of the murder weapon. Famous will still be alive today, right? If Kanan, who was, right, basically the leader of Famous in regards to all this street shit, if he would have said, yo, get rid of the murder weapon. He would have said, yo, get rid of the murder weapon, or yo, give me the gun. Because first, Famous told you he caught a body. So you wasn't going to say, okay, what you did with the hammer? We got to know that Kanan was told by Rock or whoever else what to do when you shoot somebody. He didn't tell Famous to get rid of the murder weapon. So Famous, because he in the streets and he paranoid, he's still holding on to the gun, right? Because he wants to protect himself. Why you ain't tell him to get rid of the gun? And now, here's the nail in the coffin of how Kanan truly is the reason why Famous is dead. Famous is dead and he's 100% responsible, right? Because I don't want to hear about, hey, yo, his mother called the cops, blah, 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 blah. Because if she knew Famous caught a body, she wouldn't have never said that, right? She would have never went to the police. Kanan, mad about Famous and whatever his interaction with Rock, this, that, and the third, he gonna get in business with Ronnie, right? Because he was still green to the game, what I keep saying, right? He told Ronnie, Famous got a big mouth. This was before he got even more familiar with Snaps and Pop, right? But he told Ronnie, right? Famous got a big mouth. Here's the thing though. Ronnie had the biggest mouth out of everybody. So without a doubt, off screen, you know Ronnie went to Snaps and Pop and was telling Snaps and Pop Kanan business, right? So in all due reality, he kind of already like got revenge for Famous in a way before Famous was even killed. But he was too green to know that Snaps and Pop, me and the OGs in the game, they would be talking to Ronnie, who they knew had a big mouth, and they would be asking Ronnie questions like, who's Kanan around, things like that, right? Which we may end up seeing, right? Right before Snaps and Pop get killed, which was they gonna say, it's your fault your friend was dead. You told Ronnie he had a big mouth. We had to do what we had to do to protect all of us, right? He told Ronnie Famous had a big mouth. Ronnie tells Snaps and Pop. So then when Famous gets arrested, right? Because they was already familiar with police, when I'm talking about Snaps and Pop, they said, okay, we got to get the boy out of jail. We got to see what he know, which led to him being tortured and murdered. So without a shadow of a doubt, Famous is dead because of Kanan. It's Kanan's fault. And here's another thing that I want to add on the other side of this video, which is that we can see from OG Power, right, that in a lot of ways, even though Kanan ended up becoming, right, more deceitful, right, smarter in regards to the streets, he ended up becoming tougher in the streets. He ended up becoming an apex predator in the streets, right? Similar to what Tariq is talking about, right? Because right now, he just prey. He fool. He ended up becoming an apex predator in the streets, but he still had this one flaw that ultimately led to his death, which is you underestimated the people who could potentially become your enemy, because he was blinded by his emotions. Because he was blinded by his emotions for Rock. Because he was blinded by his emotions at being mad at Famous because of Rock. He ran his mouth to Ronnie. Ronnie ran his mouth to Snaps and Pop, right? Because he was blinded by his emotions to Tariq, he overestimated that Tariq ultimately would be close or just like him, to the point where now we're seeing the things that he did to protect his mother, caught bodies to protect his mother, like when he killed Ronnie for trying to have Rock killed in a drive-by. Tariq ended up doing the same thing to him in order to protect his mother, because he wouldn't have did it for Ghost. He did it to protect Tasha. Kanan was slipping, man. Although he learned some lessons, that's one of the lessons he never learned. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Peace.
Can't teach that shit, nigga. Come on. That's gotta get that. That's touch my ink. That's on the dome, nigga.